TFT is one of the games that got really big really quickly. Partially it's because everyone was hyped that Riot finally released a game that is not League of Legends, and it stayed big pretty much to this day, even though that is not what it may look like at first sight. Personally, I can confirm that I haven't played League in quite some time, and TFT pretty much became my main Riot game. But about a week ago, we got some really great news regarding the future of TFT. It is something that is not gonna be surprising, but it is surprising that it took this long. So today, not only will we go through the new update, but we'll also cover all the new cosmetics that are coming in, because it's been a while since we talked about TFT cosmetics. So, let's dive right in. Currently, there is a lot happening around TFT. The new mid-set update for set 8 just launched, there is a new Rising Legends tournament going on, and with the mid-set update, a lot of new cosmetics arrived as well. And it is all tied together with a brand new dev update video. This time we get to see Legendary Ferret and Mort, the game director and the gameplay director of TFT. Yes, those two are separate roles. And yes, Mordog is not the only one working on TFT. The video starts with a reminder that the mid-set update is now out. With this we got the new Infiniteam, the Riftwalkers, new Legendary Ezreal, and some new carousel mechanics, which also bring in some amazing quality of life changes. And then they jump straight into some really big news when it comes to TFT's future. In the past, mid-set updates served to fix pain points in all the different sets. For example, the shadow items were turned into radiant items during the Reckoning. This fixed the problem of the fact that it wasn't really satisfying to put a corrupted item with negative effects on your units. And then during Dragonlance, the mid-set update was used to fix dragons. But besides just fixing what's not working, these updates also help improve the things that people already like. However, Riot recognized that this is not really enough. Mid-set updates don't really make people excited. They don't bring players back like what full sets can do. So in a way, mid-set updates are aimed more towards the veteran players, while the more casual player base doesn't really get a kick out of all the new strategies. With that said, according to their statistics, even competitive players vastly prefer full sets over mid-scope updates. Me definitely included. I play ranked until I get to Diamond and then I pretty much quit. So, after presenting all the information, these two guys proved their insanity by announcing that they are ditching mid-scope updates and instead they will give us more full sets. Apparently, they've been working on this for a while. They revealed that historically, TFT always had quite a small team compared to how massive TFT is. And I'm not gonna lie, as someone who likes to dabble in the background of video game development, yeah, you can see that. If TFT was handled by a full-scale developer, I would be expecting a lot of new unique models for the different units as well. Now, I'm not saying that the TFT devs were lazy or that they were doing nothing. In reality, they were incredibly resourceful. Using the models and the skin lines that already exist in League, they were able to create incredible things with not too many devs. And despite the scale, the game just kept growing and growing. So it was revealed that throughout the last year, TFT started hiring a lot of people. And now they will be able to release 3 full sets every year. Normally we would only get 2 with a mid-scope update in between them. But now, because there will be no more mid-scope updates, not only can we get the 3 sets per year, but there will also be a longer time between each full set. Which means that the devs can really make every set shine. What also helps is that every set will now have what they call a development pod, which is essentially a team of players that will focus on that individual set. So they can now work on all the sets at the same time. And apparently their efforts should really start to be visible during set 10. We'll look at the entire timeline in just a second. They then confirmed that the Fortune's Favor game mode was quite a success. So in the future we should expect more events and modes. They also wanted to set up our expectations, so they did confirm that not every event will have its own game mode. But we should expect some bigger things whenever multiple of Riot's products collide, just like what happened with Arcane. And to top it all off, Murdoch confirmed that Riot is absolutely invested in TFT, which is why their future looks so bright. Especially since TFT became the genre-defining game of auto-battlers. But that's really it for the big update. TLDR, it's a bunch of massively positive news. So, now you may be wondering, why? Why and how is it possible that TFT nearly doubled its production? Well, the answer is simple. On one of his streams, Mort confirmed that the competition is really sleeping on auto-battlers. Sure, the popularity may not be reflected in Twitch views or even YouTube views, but TFT is massive. It is way bigger than you probably expect. So by doubling down on the production of TFT, Riot basically confirmed, yeah, TFT is really successful.
So why has no one else made a auto battler? I think the first thing is no one has, like, you know how Riot hasn't set our player numbers or our revenue or anything like that? I think people really underestimate how successful TFT is, and a lot of other companies don't feel willing to gamble on something they perceive to be less successful than it actually is.
Next, before we dive into the cosmetics, let's quickly have a look at the roadmap. You may remember this one from a while ago, but it all still lines up. We are currently in the mid-set of set 8, that's the Spring 22. The next big set will be themed around Runeterra, so I am expecting a bunch of team comps themed around lore. Also, this is gonna happen during the summer, which is when most of Riot's games have big events. So who knows, maybe the summer event is gonna be a massive lore drop in general, but I might be on copium here. Then we'll get one last mid-set of set 9, and this winter we will get set 10, which is the one that seems to be themed around music. So perhaps KDA, Pentakill, stuff like that. But more importantly, that's the set that will transition us into the new form of TFT's production. Which only now made me realize I wouldn't be surprised if, with whole new teams working on TFT, we got more unique models for TFT that are not just champions from League of Legends. But that's really it for the big update. Riot is basically just really happy with TFT. So let's cap this video off with all the new cosmetics. Even though throughout the last few sets we only got 2 new little legends, this time we are back to 3. The first one we got is Scuttle, who is definitely themed after the Urgot of this set. The recallers are absolutely themed around this set, like Supers or Star Guardian, but we can all agree that the superior version is Swole Scuddler. That's the OG. Then there is Noctero, who I believe may have been part of the Chinese TFT for quite a few months now. This one has stuff like Pulsefire and Star Guardian, but there is also the Gentle Hoot version. This one has a suit and a tie. Then there is also Shork. It's a shark with a jetpack and lasers. If you're a kid from the early 2000s, you will understand this. I can already tell this is gonna be a popular one. There is also Rango, which is a reskin of Dango, who has all kinds of recallers around Power Rangers. From the Battle Pass there is also the Nemesis Nimblefoot, that's a recaller of the Rat. And the new sprite of this set is the Super Evil sprite. Besides this, there is also the new little legend, which you can only get by gambling, and this time it is the Ultra Threat Whiskers. And lastly, the new Chibi champion to join TFT is Zed. And as always, these have to get a skin, so Zed got his project skin, with a really cool execute. When it comes to boards, we got 3 basic boards themed around the Villain's Den. You'll see that all of this is a counterpart to the Heroes Headquarters, which we got last time. From the End of the Past, you will also get this really cool Evil Hideout. These final rewards from the Battle Passes are always awesome. TFT is a rare game where the Battle Pass is always really good. But on top of this all, there is also the new Mythic Arena, which is also available from gambling. A lot of gambling. However, this one is absolutely amazing. It is a miniature city with a giant monster that's attacking it. And over time, as you level up, the city starts to burn and the monster levels up. This is honestly a badass board. And lastly, we got some new booms, which are fine, but one of them are cat paws of doom. I really should get back into TFT.